What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the issaMonologues channel. So y'all are about to keep hearing me talk about the dark night of the soul, because I can't tell you how vindicated I've felt since I've learned of that term, but obviously experienced what it was prior to. But since being able to actually point to that terminology, I guess you could say, and identify so much with it, it's really almost, I would say, empowered me in my spiritual journey and my personal healing journey. And so now, all of a sudden, y'all, when I tell you I couldn't formulate words during, I just couldn't even describe it. I just knew I was in a sunken place, like a really dark place. And now that I'm out of it and maneuvering through life, I feel like now I'm coming up with all these metaphors and explaining what it is that I was experiencing. And what I'm trying to do is help anyone who feels like they're in a really dark place see other perspectives of where they are, to see themselves out of it. So this metaphor that I thought of earlier was like, being in a dark place can feel like you are obviously somewhere that you don't want to be, right? So think about it like being in another person's home. So you don't have to label it as such and such's home or whatever, but just another person's home, right? And when you're a guest in somebody else's home, what does that mean? That means the rules, the all of that, it's not up to you. You're a guest in someone else's home. So you may feel like, I don't like it here, right? And you want to get the hell out. So a logical, rational mind would tell you, which I'm sure you've thought if you are in a dark place, I need to escape this place to be in a better place, right? But then you go for the door. You go for the door because that's like the obvious, okay, let's get out of here. And the house has locked you in. You feel trapped. You feel stuck. You feel like, how can I get out of here? Because now I'm stuck in this mug. And that's what it can feel like, being in a dark place. Because people who maybe never experienced being in a really dark place, or maybe they have but just don't see what you feel, because people don't feel what you feel, they can look at it on the surface and just tell you, well, just do this, just do that, or things like that. But when you feel like you're in a dark place and it's depression like, you can feel really unmotivated. You can feel really debilitated in actually doing those actionable steps to try to see betterment, right? And it's not that you don't want that. You do want that. When you are able to see like I said, the rational, logical mind, you do want betterment. You do want that for yourself. But you notice when you're in a dark place, sometimes you got to stop and ask yourself, do you like this shit? Like, you have to ask yourself that, because you find yourself in like a cyclical process of being in the same dark place. And you got to keep asking yourself, like, this is insanity, right? Insanity. Keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. So you got to talk to your inner voice and ask, do you like this shit? Because I don't like this shit. You got to talk to yourself. And then figure out, okay, well, what can we actionably do to get out of this shit? So if you feel like the home that you're in is not your home, or not the home that you want to be in, because you probably don't want to be in the home that you came from either. That home still had problems and shit. So what you want to do is build a brand new home from the ground up, from scratch, brand new foundation. Okay, we're not going back to where we were before. We don't want to stay in somebody else's home in which we feel like we have no say, i.e. the mind, because the mind can make you feel like it's controlling you versus the other way around. So what do you do from there when you feel like you're locked in this place, you're stuck, you feel like you can't get out, and where do you go from here? Like, that's how it feels when you feel stuck, and I totally, completely understand that. You got to start building from scratch in there. Like, while you are in there, you're not going to magically get a key to break out of that place and then you can start from scratch. No, that's not how that works. You got to start from scratch where you are. And I think what people don't want to hear, because everybody wants a get quick, not rich, but a get quick, I'm trying to think of the word. It's like a something pass. I don't know. Dang it, I can't think of what I'm trying to say, but like a pass to get out real quick, which is the easy way, right? Like, oh yeah, give me the pass and then I'll be able to get out. And then I'll change my foundation. It doesn't work like that. You have to do it from the inside until you can break the walls. That thing will explode of where you are. You want to get out, you have to make that shit explode and build a new foundation. That means not just doing shadow work, because I know I talk about that, but it's not just that. It's how you talk to yourself. It's what you tell yourself. It's what you're feeding your subconscious mind. It is the work that you put in, and nobody wants to put that work in. I get it, especially when you're feeling unmotivated to do so. Sometimes it gets to the point you've been trying to get out this house for so long, you done tried everything, you feel discouraged. That's normal. You feel discouraged. So now, from the outside looking in, I see a bunch of people just sitting on the couch, discouraged. Look, I've tried. I can't get out. This cycle keeps happening. It's even more depressing than being in here in the first place. I understand that. But it's going to take the effort to keep putting in effort until it becomes habitual. Like, when something becomes habitual, you'll just find yourself doing it. It doesn't feel like a task anymore. You know, it doesn't feel like a chore anymore. Because when things feel like that, you're going to need to motivate yourself to keep going. Like, let's be real, especially when you're in a dark place. But when you make things habitual for yourself, it's a little rough in the beginning because it's new and you feel a little bit uncomfortable. But once you get that going, it starts to feel good. And then once you start to see progress being made, it's like you can't tell you nothing from there. Progress is being made. Like, that is all you need to see and feel. Progress being made, and you know you are on the right track. So just keep imagining that you in this place that you don't want to be, and you feel like you can't change anything. That's false. It's hard. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's easy, but it's not true. You can change it from the inside out. What you're doing. If you don't have some sort of like a routine together of things that you know will have you more motivated, actionably doing the things that you want to do. If you have a goal, this same thing for that. If you have a goal that you want to set, write down what it is you need to do to meet that goal. Look at those actionable steps one by one and say, how can I actually achieve this? Okay, you want to, this is a small thing, but think about it like this. You want to read a book a week. You need to write down how much time you're going to take out of every single day, if that's how your schedule is set up. If you read this many pages a day, you can do it like that. Structure your actual day, like structure an actual calendar and saying, this is what I'm going to do. This is when I'm going to do it. And do it. Just do it. Like, I feel like, what's his name? What's that video? I'll probably just insert it right here.
No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it!
But yeah, I mean, the hardest thing is just doing it. But if you actually plan things out for yourself first, like you look at the big picture, you break it down into what you need to do to accomplish the big picture, and you just go at it one day at a time, one step at a time. And the more you go along, first of all, you see the progress that you made. That's motivation. And as you keep going, it's like you're getting closer and closer to your goal. Then boom, once you knock one goal off your list and you realize this is the formula to doing so, you accomplish so much more. You accomplish so much more, especially if it's like a lifestyle change. Getting out of that dark place. Just do it in actionable steps. Something that's helped for me is actually my mind always feels cluttered when my area, when my space, my environment, my home seems cluttered. And when I was super, super stressed out, I just didn't give a shit about what my home looked like. I would just look at things and just be so tired of looking at them. I just say, I'm gonna get to that later. And later never came. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse, to the point I was sick of seeing certain shit around my house. Like, just cluttered areas and stuff that I didn't even want to be bothered with it, until I just broke all that shit down, threw out what needed to be thrown out, gave away what needed to be given away. Because honey, if it's not serving you, what is it doing? It's just taking up space, and that's like more clutter in your brain. So things like that might not seem like a big deal or like a big thing to some people because their minds aren't that cluttered. When you are in a dark place, these little things matter and they add up. So, oh, look at the butterfly. So I say all that to say, it's time to build yourself a new home up here. Okay, like I said, we don't want to go back to the old one because that one has flaws, and we'll always have flaws, but we're trying to do things over in the best way that we can for ourselves. And that means starting from scratch. That means putting in the work. That means constantly feeding your subconscious mind whatever it is that you want to be or how you want to feel. Keep putting that into your mind. Stop telling yourself you ain't shit. I don't care if you're joking. Your subconscious mind is listening. Stop making excuses for anything you aren't doing that you know that you could be doing. Take self-responsibility. Nobody wants to hear that one. I know I didn't for a long time. But take self-responsibility. Acknowledge where you are. Set where you're trying to go. And do that shit. Period. I don't know who needed to hear that, but it was just on my mind today. It was just on my mind today, y'all. So I just felt like sharing. Anyways, I hope that was helpful for somebody, because it be those messages that come right on time where you be like, I did need to hear that. And it is such a beautiful day outside today. I think the sun was just pouring into me, like, you know, just vitamin D. Yes. Anyways, you guys, it is getting a little hot in here and I gotta go get my baby. So I hope you guys have a beautiful day, night, weekend, weekday, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I hope you know that you have the power. You. I don't know who told you different, but forget them. You have the power. Bye.